for quite some time I didn't eat meat anymore. I do it once in a while still, but if I think since a long time, for a couple of years, if I buy meat, I buy biologic meat.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can stop it. I would love to stop it.
Why? How do you feel about oppression?
Oppression. I don't know what oppression is.
It's like when you have somebody powerful and they're oppressing the less powerful.
Well, of course, that's very bad.
Okay. It's like basically forcing them to do whatever the powerful wants them to do.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
Difficult question. There has to be somebody who makes decisions, but in a way that it's good for everybody. And of course, I'm for democracy. Of course, that people should be able to decide, not just one person. Or
okay, but let's take an isolated incident where you just have two people involved, not necessarily somebody running a country or something like that. Well, let's take one person who is powerful for some reason and an individual who is not powerful for another reason. Okay, so do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
Not, of course not.
Okay. Okay, even if it benefits them?
Even so, yes.
Okay, even if the powerless don't know that they're being oppressed?
Yes, even that.
Okay, and even if the powerless looked different?
Of course.
Okay. And then I ask you, what do you think about the animals that we force into slaughterhouses for us?
The animals?
That we force into slaughterhouses for us. Do you think we're oppressing them?
The animals, what slaughterhouse is that?
Schlachthaus.
Oh,
Dass wir die Tiere,
ob wir die Tiere... It's not good, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course.
Do you participate in this sending of animals to the slaughterhouse?
I'm not. I think we should not do that. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my English is not so good.
That's okay. That's okay. Do you consume animal products?
Can you repeat it a little?
Do you consume animal products?
I do. Yes. I try to do it much less than before.
Okay.
Yes, but still I do it, yes.
Yeah. So if you think that the powerful should not oppress the powerless, how do you think that applies to how you treat the animals that are going into slaughterhouses for you?
I don't think it's exactly the same thing, but of course it's not okay. I think we should be much more aware of it, and we should, if we use animals, it should be in a way that we,
Do we need to use animals?
Do we need to use it? I think probably we don't.
Yeah.
I think we should not anymore, because we are so many people, and it's not okay to do so. In former times, I think if we were the ones just once a year, two times a year, hunting and eating this animal just to be able to exist, I think this is okay. And people were so much thanking for it. But today we are just eating meat, not thinking about what we actually do.
Yeah.
Not seeing how the animals are dying.
Yeah.
So this is really bad, and I think because we are so many people now, we have to stop it. Yes.
Yeah, and the reason why we have to stop it isn't necessarily that because we consume it every day. That's not the problem, right? The problem isn't how much of it is happening. The problem is that it is happening, right? Because we don't need any of it. We don't need to use animals, as you say, right? So in that sense, whenever we do choose to use them, we make a conscious choice where we force these sentient individuals into situations where we ourselves wouldn't want to be forced. So going forward, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to continue participating in sending animals to the slaughterhouse, or do you want to stop?
I don't know if I can stop it. I would love to stop it.
Why? What is keeping you from stopping? Why?
I mean, I can decide in a way that I don't eat animals anymore. I hardly try. I still do it once in a while. My children, for example, they are vegetarian and even vegan mostly. So I'm really proud that they are so much aware of it. And yes, it's
I sit here and talk about the animals, and vegetarianism is a diet, right? It's where you don't eat flesh, or you don't eat the meat of other animals, right? But the reality is, do you know anything about the dairy industry?
a dairy industry. What is
Like the milk industry? How?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you know, like, why do cows produce milk?
Why do cows
Produce milk.
yes, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. I mean, yeah. I think you are very much right.
Yeah.
Um,
What am I right about? I just want to be sure that you know the whole, because a lot of people think that in the dairy industry, all that happens is cows get overly milked or something like that. But it's the practice is far worse. So I want to see if you know exactly what the practices are.
well, what I think is that I mean that a cow is giving milk means that she's pregnant.
Yes.
So you keep her state the whole life basically being pregnant.
Yeah.
Which is of course very bad.
Yes. Yeah. So she gets indeed forcefully impregnated every year so that she produces milk.
Yeah.
And what do you think happens to the babies?
They are not getting the milk, I guess. I don't. Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, they're separated from the mom. That's first.
Yeah.
And if they're male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think happens to them?
Go to the slaughterhouse.
Well, yes,
Exactly.
they were, yeah.
Yeah, they go to the slaughterhouse, and if they're female, they get put in the same cycle as their mothers, year over year forceful impregnation, until like 6 to 8 years, depending on the farm, depending on the breed. When the farmer can no longer justify keeping them financially alive, so then they also go to a slaughterhouse, and they can live up to 20 years, 25 maybe. So they don't live even half their life. And it's a miserable life to begin with because they don't understand what's happening to them. They get put in situations where they're like, oh, why? What's going on? And they trust the farmer, and the farmer breaks their trust by using them, abusing them, and exploiting them. So do you feel like this is something that, because do you understand your involvement in this issue?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And do you think that this is something, because when you pay for an animal product like dairy, like it's the same in the meat production or meat, what you do is you pay farmers to do this to animals. So in a sense, you're supporting them. So do you feel like you want to continue supporting them?
Well, actually, for quite some time I didn't eat meat anymore. I do it once in a while still, but if I think since a long time, for a couple of years, if I buy meat, I buy biologic meat.
Yeah.
I know this is not perfect, but it's at least better than.
This is exactly what I described. This practice, it's common everywhere, throughout,
okay.
including the biological.
Okay.
So in less let's say less nice farms, even worse practices come where they cut the ears and stuff. But like this is standard practice across the board.
Okay.
So. Do you feel like you want to continue contributing to this? I keep coming to this, and it's not about a diet, right? Because it's about the animals, right? You can have any kind of diet you want, just not one that exploits animals, right?
Yes.
Like you can eat high carb, high protein, high fat, whatever feels right to you. Just don't exploit animals. Do you feel like you want to do that?
Yes, yeah, you're definitely right. Yes,
Yeah. So,
I think it's a good.
Do you know what veganism is, by the way?
I think I do. I mean, it's basically not eating any product from animals, not only meat, but of course milk, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not a diet, right? That's why. So vegetarianism is a diet where we don't eat flesh of animals. But veganism, it's a moral principle where we say we don't want animals to be commodified. That means we don't want them to be exploited, abused, or slaughtered for anything. Food, clothing. That means no leather, no fur. Or entertainment, that means also no zoos or stuff like that, right? Because in all of these practices, animals are commodified. They're treated basically, they're only as good as how much money they make for the people, right?
Yeah, right?
So if we wouldn't want to put a person, like a human being, in that situation, maybe let's not put an animal in that situation also, right? How does that sound?
It sounds very logical.
Yeah, it is very
It's good
logical.
that you are
indeed.
working on that. Yes, that's good.
Do you have any
Yeah.
questions for me?
Just continue.
Yeah.
What kind of projects are you working on? Just next to talking to people.
Yeah, so I'm talking to people on the street because at the moment there's too few vegans, and what's happening is that we need more and more people to go vegan, so that at some point we can start working on laws and stuff like that. But currently we're less than 3%. So
Okay.
so most people commodify animals without even realizing it.
It's true.
That's why I want to have these conversations with people. And you seem open-minded, and you seem like you don't want to participate in this. So
Well, I still do.
yeah,
Yeah, but I do it much less than before.
yeah.
And
But do you think that less is any way better?
It is better than before, but of course.
But it still doesn't meet the threshold of
No,
not exploiting animals, does it? Because even if that one time a month, let's say you eat once a month, that one animal that goes into the slaughterhouse for you, do you think it matters to them that you eat once a month or you eat every day?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Not for this one. I think what is really good when you go into a supermarket.
Yeah.
1-2 years ago, you didn't find or you hardly find any products.
Yeah.
Now, at least in Germany, you find quite a lot
True.
of variety.
Yeah.
And prices are getting better.
Exactly.
And they're quite good in the meantime. So that is also a good change, and helps for people who want to change, that they really get good products. They are more expensive. I think that is maybe threshold to say that.
Yeah.
But maybe that should change also. That you get
Yeah.
also.
Because the reality is at some point it will stop, right? It's very cruel, it's very barbaric what we do to them, and sometimes in the future we'll look back and say, how on earth did we used to do this to them?
That's really true. I think so.
And
this is the answer. I'm sure the time will become that you look back.
Yeah.
And now we are part of evolution.
Exactly.
Now as a human being, it started like eating meat, and the strongest one is the first one. But now we have our ethical in our mind, and now we change life and how we food each other, ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think we are in a good way. At
Yeah.
the moment we are 3%. I'm sure the percentage is growing up.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And just keep in mind that you are going forward. When you buy an animal product, you will put an animal into a slaughterhouse. And if you don't want that to happen, go plant-based. Choose the compassionate option. You know, you have to ask yourself which side of history do you want to be? Do you want to be on the side that abused and exploited animals, or on the side that stopped and participated and supported this other side?
Yeah.
Because it's also a matter of where you put your money, right? If you're going to put your money in these industries will grow. You can put your money in these other industries, these other industries will grow. And it doesn't matter which company, it doesn't matter whatever it is, right? If you oppose a specific company like Beyond Meat or something that you don't like what they're doing, it's okay. Don't go to that. Just don't exploit animals. It's all about the animals. That's all it is. Well, that's why I sit here.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
Let me give you a card just to look further into it. If you scan this right here or go on this website and type in this code, there's a thing called the most important speech you'll ever hear.
I'm going to challenge your belief systems today, so certain parts of the speech will be intense.
It's an animal rights activist in the United States who held a speech in front of students talking about the whole practices in animal agriculture. Like I described, like we discussed dairy just now. He discusses milk, honey, all of them. It's good to know what you're paying for either way, right? So give it a watch. And if you decide that you don't want to participate in it, and I hope you do, there's Challenge 22. It's a website that helps you. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, vegan recipes, and they just help you get the best nutrition. All of it is free. And there's even personalized help on this site. Somebody will log in with you on a Discord server and help you even further. We all do it. We're all activists, and we do it for the animals. So if and this is my social media. So I'd like to leave you with something impactful. I'll just tell you that it's not hard. It really is not hard. It's very easy to change. The only hard part about being vegan is accepting that the world around you still exploits animals. That's all it is. But otherwise, the diet, anything else you would think so, it's easy because you just have to change some things around. But I still go to a supermarket. I still buy the same things that I used to buy, but now they're the vegan version of it. You see what I mean? It's quite easy to be vegan.
Okay.
Okay.
Interrupting Chip here. Sadly, the camera was sitting in the sun and thus it overheated and it did not capture the whole conversation. Luckily, it was the end of it, but there were another couple of minutes where they expressed how they're gonna share the video with their kids and they promised they'll watch the video and try to change. I can only hope that the conversation sticks with them and they make the change. They sounded like open-minded people and they seemed to understand the issue. Here's the remaining part that the camera still captured. It's not long, but I think it's nice.
You're gonna promise me you're gonna watch that video just to learn more about it?
I do promise, and I will also give it to my kids because,
Yeah.
My daughter is vegan, almost 100%.
Yeah.
My son almost also, for sure vegetarian. So they are quite interested in that as well. But yeah, I promise you that.